Oh, is it gonna work this time? Lagging. That's what I figured. Okay, there we go. I'm seeing something now. Alright, hold on. Let me make some adjustments. Looks like it's live. Hold on, I'm gonna test my audio feed. 1 second. Okay, so that's cool. I can see it, and everything looks to be hunky-dory, so... Alright, let's go back to the game. So, welcome to Halo, everybody. Sure.
Cortana, all I need to know is did we lose them?
I think we both know the answer to that.
We made a blind jump. How did they...
Get here first? The Covenant ships have always been faster. As for tracking us all the way from Reach, at light speed my maneuvering options were limited.
We were running dark, yes?
Until we decelerated, no one could have missed the hole we tore in subspace. They were waiting for us on the far side of the planet.
So, where do we stand?
Our fighters are mopping up the last of their recon picket now, nothing serious. But I've isolated approach signatures for multiple CCS-class battle groups. Make it 3 capital ships per group. And in about 90 seconds, they'll be all over us.
Well, that's it then. Bring the ship back up to Combat Alert Alpha. I want everyone at their stations.
Everyone, sir?
Everyone. And Cortana.
Hmm?
Let's give our old friends a warm welcome.
I've already begun.
Attention, all combat personnel. Please report to your action station. Fifth platoon, secure airlocks on deck 11. 14th platoon, rendezvous with 22nd Tactical at Bulkhead Charlie 14.
You heard the lady. Move like you got a purpose.
This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill.
Men, keep your eyes downrange, fingers on your triggers, and we all go home in one piece. Am I right, Marines? Sir, yes, sir! Mm-hmm. Damn right I am. Now move it out. Double time.
Attention all personnel. We are re-engaging the enemy. External and internal contact imminent.
All you greenhorns who wanted to see Covenant up close, this is gonna be your lucky day.
Sir? Right. Let's thaw him out. Okay. Bringing low-level systems online. Cracking the case in 30 seconds. He's hot! Blowing the pins in 5!
Tube shows green. Cycle complete.
Sorry for the quick thaw, Master Chief. Things are a little hectic right now. The disorientation should pass quickly.
Welcome back, sir. We'll have you battle-ready stat.
Chief, please look around the room. I need to get a calibration reading for your battlesuit's diagnostics. Good.
Ooh.
Thank you, sir.
I'm bringing your health monitors online, sir.
Vital signs look normal. No freezer burn. Okay, sir. Go ahead and climb out of the cryo tube. I gave you a double dose of the wake-up stim. Take a quick walk around the cryo bay and join me at the optical diagnostic station when you're ready.
Alright, so while this isn't going to be like exactly a skull hunt or anything, if you were wanting to know where the skulls are, right off the bat, there's one right there. Pretty
Stand on
cool.
the red square, please. I know the ordnance techs usually take care of your targeting sensors, but we're short of time, Chief. Just look at each of the flashing panels to target them. When you lock on, it'll change color. Okay, that looks good.
Sir, I'm
No,
getting
don't
some
invert 'em.
calibration
Please
errors.
don't.
I'm going to invert your looking pitch. So
No,
you
you
see
son of a
much
bitch,
better
no.
that way. Try targeting the flashing
Oh god,
lights
it's so
again.
gross. Why? Why?
Is that better, or should I switch it back?
No, let's go back to the other way. Thank you.
Okay. Try looking up
Oof.
and down again, please.
Thank
You
you.
want me to leave it like that, or switch it again?
Leave it.
Okay, I'll leave the pitch normal.
You SOB.
If you want, you can change it yourself later. I'm
All right,
ready for
get
the
over
energy
here.
Shield test now.
Please follow me to the energy shield test.
Ooh. And actually,
Fire teams, report to defensive
to be
position Alpha
completely
Sierra. Sensor
honest,
code
this is the version I'm used to playing right here. Because I played the original Halo. And when they upgraded the graphics,
Okay,
again,
bring his
I like
energy
it.
shields
It looks
online,
good.
please.
But this is what I'm used to seeing. And as you can see, it was a lot of gray textures.
All right.
A lot of solid gray textures.
Okay, sir.
Now the
Bring
particle
them down to
effects,
test the automatic reach
I don't know, but I think I like these better than this like misty BS going on here. But that's just my opinion. They didn't ask me. Again, Bungie does what Bungie does.
Charging normally. We're showing green across the board.
Bridge to Cryo 2, this is Captain Keyes. Send the Master Chief to the bridge immediately.
Captain, we'll have to skip the weapons diagnostics and
On the double, crewman.
Aye, aye, sir. The skipper seems jumpy. We'd better get moving. We'll find you weapons later.
Okay, I'll leave the self-diagnostics running at least. Oh god, they're trying to get through the door! Security! Intruders in Cryo 2! Please!
Sam!
Oh,
Sam!
he's dead.
Come on, we've got to get the hell out of here. This way.
Sam! Oh, he's dead too. Well, that's a shame. Now, I have done already a legendary run of this game and completed it without the skulls or anything else like that, because it doesn't really count if you have the skulls on anyway. But for the purposes of the viewer and the purposes of my sanity, we are not going to be playing this on Legendary anytime soon for a stream. Because, yeah, if you want to see me struggle for about, I want to say like an hour or so at a time, trying to do just the simplest of things, then yeah, definitely not until much, much later. Actually, which mechanic do they have me on here? I think they switched my controls. So hold on. Gonna go to settings. We're gonna get this set correctly because this baloney is awful. Alright, hold on. Ugh. So, we have switch grenades, switch weapons, melee. But no, I don't want that to be switch weapons. I don't want that to be melee. Don't want that to be action reload. That seems better. Boxer, is it? Crouch is still the button, so that's not correct. Flashlights up, switch grenades to the right. Melee changes to the right thumbstick? No. Bump and jump, change weapons, no. Crouch, change weapon. Jump. Action reload, that's fine. Game menu, flashlight is now LB. Switch grenades. Wait a minute. Throw grenade is now the right bumper. Nope, close. Very close. There we go, throw grenade. Melee, change weapon, action, reload, jump. Melee, flashlight, okay. Okay, so that's it. And then go ahead and just set it there. And again, chat, if you're there, I can see what you're typing, so that's kind of cool. Got the Twitch app up. So that's awesome. Look sensitivity, we're going to go to, not insane, we'll keep it at very high. Thumbstick layout, sure, that's fine. Okay, again, enough of that. Don't need to be in the menus anymore. We're just going to leave it like this. Alright, are you guys having a gunfight? Are you fighting something over here? Hey, what are you guys doing? Who are these guys? Anyway, don't enough dicking around.
Sir, the captain needs you on the bridge ASAP. Better follow me.
We'll play this legit. Or at least as legit as I want to. We might come to some points where I just want to take a shortcut, but that's okay. Shortcuts are allowed. It's war, for God's sake, anyway. Anyway, so let's see. Oh. And in this game, there are terminals. I don't know if this will work, but there's one right there. I'm not going to show the videos because, yeah, they are long and they take away from the game. So we're just going to stick with what I remember. I've already seen all these terminals. You can look them up online. They're pretty cool.
Captain Keyes.
Good to see you, Master Chief. Things aren't going well. Cortana did her best, but we never really had a chance.
A dozen Covenant superior battleships against a single Halcyon-class cruiser. With those odds, I'm content with 3, make that 4 kills. Sleep well?
No thanks to your driving, yes.
So you did miss me.
Report!
It must have been one of their boarding parties. I'd guess an antimatter charge.
Ma'am, fire control for the main cannon is offline.
Captain, the cannon was my last offensive option.
All right, then. I'm initiating Cold Protocol Article 2. We're abandoning the Autumn. That means you too, Cortana.
While you do what? Go down with the ship?
In a manner of speaking. The object we found, I'm gonna try and land the Autumn on it.
With all due respect, sir, this war has enough dead heroes.
I appreciate your concern, Cortana, but it's not up to me. The protocol is clear. Destruction or capture of a shipboard AI is absolutely unacceptable, and that means you're leaving ship. Lock in a selection of emergency landing zones, upload them to my neural lace, and then sort yourself for a heart transfer.
Aye, aye, sir.
Which is where you come in, Chief. Get Cortana off this ship. Keep her safe from the enemy. If they capture her, they'll learn everything. Force deployment, weapons research, Earth.
I understand.
The Autumn will continue evasive maneuvers until you initiate a landing sequence. Not that you'll listen, but I'd suggest letting my subroutines handle the final approach.
Excellent work, Cortana. Thank you. Are you ready?
Yank me.
Good luck, Master Chief.
Your architecture isn't much different from the Autumn's.
Don't get any funny ideas.
I don't keep it loaded, son. You'll have to find ammo as you go.
And again, why they call me a cyborg in that title screen, I'll never know. Oh look, grunts! Oh. Wow, evasive grunts.
Those Marines could use some help, Chief. Do what
Could
you
they
do
now?
best.
Get out of the way. And again, for the most part, I'm not a big fan of the alien weaponry. That being said, on Legendary, you definitely need the alien weaponry. Because if you don't have it, they will destroy you. Even the grunts. Wait a minute. Are you punching me? What's with this bullshit? Get out of here. Alright. And again, normally would I be this reckless in normal or legendary mode? Hell to the fuck no. But we're just here to have fun. And we're also here to watch the story, so that's an important thing to have. Alright, get knocked out. And just in case you wanted to know, if you go into the airlock there, you get an overshield. Pretty cool. And these Marines are all but about useless. Again, nothing against actual Marines, but the Marines in this game are just terrible. Just awful. Get a grunt out of the way. You're done. You're done. You're done. You're done. You're done. You're done. And again, this is for my sake more than anything. So we just finished up Fire Emblem last week. Not even a week. It's more like 5 days ago. So I'm just kind of taking a breather. I do like an FPS every now and again, so you'll have to forgive me if you don't. But yeah, it keeps me somewhat sane. Again, nothing against Fire Emblem. I really love Fire Emblem, but you know, it takes a lot of thought and a lot of care into each character. And here, I just don't have to worry about it. My character's already laid out. I pick up a gun off the floor, I shoot some enemies, and hey, we're good to go. I don't have to worry about a weapon loadout because they'll just give them to me. Of course, they won't just give them to me, but you know what I mean, so. I do have to kill the enemy first, but especially on easy mode, that's not too difficult. I'm gonna crouch. Get out of here. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And actually, while I was thinking about it, I should have had the skull on that has like rare speech patterns for all units, but I didn't turn it on. So, oh well. You have to forgive me. Again, it's not that I don't like skulls, but when they deactivate your achievements and everything else for certain things, like completing the mission, it's just like, no, wait until like you actually get everything, then play around with the skulls. Because I am trying to go through my legendary run of Halo 4 again, since I already did it on the 360, and now I gotta do it on the Xbox One, since this is Master Chief Collection, the Master Chief Collection. Which apparently is not the same as just Halo 4, with even if I have all the other games with me. Because I was playing original Halo on the PC when it came out. And, yeah, so this is what I was used to looking at. And don't get me wrong, I mean, it's perfectly fine this way. I love playing it this way. The enemies are still colorful, the shields still look cool. But, compared to what they have now, I'd have to say that, yeah, they definitely made some improvements.
Let me get that for you.
But, you know, I was just always used to looking at this. And you'll know why I prefer this one over the other one later on, because I'll explain it to you once we get later to later points in the game. But looking at this for long enough gets so confusing. Like, especially at certain parts. If you don't know the maps well enough, it's just like, wow, is this the same or is this a different room? And luckily the graphics have changed to such a degree that I can actually tell where I'm going without having to think about it too much.
We have to use the ship's maintenance access ways. Follow the nav.
Again, let's pick up an alien weapon just for the shit of it. So there's a charge shot for that. And then there's just burst fire. The charge shot deactivates shields, which is super helpful in legendary mode because it deactivates shields completely, no matter what. But for the sake of this playthrough, we're going to mostly stick to human weapons. So, see some things develop over time. Again, the game's giving me instructions as I go, as you can see, but that's only because I have it on easy mode. Like, legendary mode, it just throws you into it and expects you to know. And I'm super happy that they did that, but it doesn't exactly save me on playtime either way. Because, yeah.
I'm detecting Covenant movement outside the access roads.
Legendary is no
Activating
joke.
motion tracker. Let's find a safe
Now, in
place.
Halo 4, Legendary is more of a joke. Again, it's still tough, but it's no Halo 1 as far as difficulty is concerned. The spike is so
Motion
massive.
tracker shows all clear. Wait, we need to get to that door.
But I think it's because of the lack of weapon variances, especially right now. As you can see, we've only seen like 4 different weapons. The pistol, my assault rifle, and then the elites have a plasma rifle, I think. What is it called? Is it a plasma rifle? Yes, plasma rifle. And this is just a burst weapon. It's basically the equivalent of an assault rifle for the aliens. Get out of here. Another thing you'll notice from that it's different from like Halo 2, Halo 3, and Halo 4 is that we have a health bar. And this was back when shields just simply weren't enough. We had to have a health bar too. Now later native versions just made the shields stronger and then removed the health bar. And yeah, you can't shoot through this, guys. This is alien plasma proof and bulletproof. So bye-bye. Later. But that was the cryo chamber I stepped out of, and this is where our friend ended up dying. I don't know where the second guy came in, but yeah, he's definitely dead. Anything in here? Nope, just a biometric scan of some other tubes. And again, why the Master Chief was in a cryo tube in the first place, I don't really know. Again, this may be like a part of the books or something, or, you know, whatever. Like, there's so much backstory to Halo, it's not even funny. Especially after this game came out, like, there were just books left and right, just all over the place. There's even TV series, the Halo channel's going up too, so that's starting up a new show. And again, I'm happy about that, it's just I never got into much. Like, if Master Chief wasn't involved, and there's a lot of Halo lore where Master Chief isn't involved, it's just like, do I care? Nah, not really. So there's a couple doors. Let's go out this one real quick, see if there's a weapon or two. There's some grunts. Oh look, more elites. And again, elites are complete dicks in legendary mode. They are possibly one of the toughest enemies to deal with in legendary mode. Like, even compared to, well, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen what's coming up. But we'll get there and I'll explain. But elites are definitely one of the tougher enemies. Like, even some of the bigger guys aren't as difficult. Right now, no one's in my chat. It's very sad, but that's okay. I imagine you're watching the video I'm gonna make because, you know, you do that, right?
Now would be a very good time to leave.
That was an early lifeboat.
Punch it.
Aye, sir. We're disengaged, going for minimum safe distance.
We're gonna make it, aren't we, sir? I don't want to die out here.
Look!
What is that thing, Lieutenant?
Hell if I know. We're landing on it.
Elefino.
I knew it! The Autumn's accelerating. Keys is going in manual. wouldn't rather take a seat?
We'll be fine.
If I still had fingers, they'd be crossed.
And into Mission Halo. Again, 0 skulls. We're on easy mode currently. And again, if I can beat the par times or the par score, actually I probably won't even get close to beating the par score because easy mode nerfs my points.
We're coming
So
in too fast. Damn, air brake failure. They blew too early. I'm losing her. Brace for impact.
I'm just feeling my controller vibrate because of the crash.
Chief, can you hear me? At last. Are you all right? Can you move?
Oh no, Mr. Chef. Yep, they're dead. They are definitely not alive. Just thump. Just dead.
The others. The impact. There's nothing we can do.
Again, Cortana's supposed to be an AI, and yet it's just like, nah, don't really care. Nope, that was my computer
I've detected
reacting.
multiple Covenant dropships on approach. I recommend moving into those hills. If we're lucky, the Covenant will believe that everyone aboard this lifeboat died in the crash.
See, that's the thing about having Windows 10.
Types of flora. The ring's ecosystem is incredibly sophisticated.
So if you have Windows 10 and I'm saying a certain C name, you'll know why. But it's the same person.
Alert, Covenant dropship inbound. They must be looking for
And that's another
survivors.
skull,
I
just in case you wanted to know.
recommend evasion.
So, the mythic skull is right there. Oh no, enemies coming in, and legendary mode, definitely wouldn't want to be here. I'd just leave these guys, just forget it. Because, while I'm in easy mode, I really don't even have to fight anybody, because there's not going to be like an enemy strong enough to kill Master Chief, unless they were really, really trying. And the only ones that are capable of that really in this mode are possibly elites. And it would have to be more than one. And again, I'll get to a point where I explain why that is, but for right now, don't have to worry about it too much. Again, this mission is one of the more difficult ones, depending on how you play it in Legendary mode, but there is a way to sort of make it easier and quicker to get by. So I'll explain that when I get to it. Obviously, we're going to go sort of the long route here, because it's actually quicker to just kill the enemies off here, and then continue on, because if you try to let them do what I suggest, it will take a long time, because Marines are super sturdy. Versus in Legendary mode, where they're just like paper. Also, you may notice some differences in how the reticle works in this version versus other versions. But it's basically just a fixed reticle, and if you fire, it's going to enter that cone. Now, later variations would have this change because you're firing the weapon, and then the radius would get wider. Or if you were ducking, the radius would get tighter because, you know, you were more stable, and you're able to fire at a...
beacon over the next hill. We should check to see if there are any survivors.
Yes, thank you, Cortana. Anyway, so you'd be able to fire at a more accurate level, but since this was original Halo, and this came out, over 10 years ago, easy, it's easily understandable why it was just a fixed scope. It's pretty much like a Doom sort of idea where, yeah, if you shoot the weapon, it's going to go straight.
There he is! Thank God, Master Chief. I thought we were in real trouble.
It's a mess, sir.
Again, you can tell the difference between the grass texture here versus the grass texture here. There's a lot more detail, and there's actually like some grass coming out of the ground. Something that they modeled and stuck in the ground, and the trees don't look like just regular pine cones. Alright, so for this area, you are kind of stuck destroying all the enemies, even in Legendary mode, but there's a gimmick to this area where the enemies can only follow you so far. So if you head over in that direction, over on the hills, and you have, like, say, oh, I don't know, a pistol or something like that, you can just pick off enemies because they're out of a certain range, and you'll be perfectly fine. Because they will not come track you outside of that range. Because they're fixed to just stick around this area with the beam. And as you can see, my shield went down because of the jackal, but, you know, my health is at such a level that, especially in easy mode, that it's not going to matter. In Legendary mode, health means literally nothing. It means nothing. If you take 3 hits, even if your shield's down, you're fried. You are just done. Doesn't matter. You take a rocket, you take a grenade, it's an instant kill. You are dead. No doubt about it. Checkpoint done. Here comes another set of reinforcements. I believe they head over here. So, in Legendary mode, you might be enticed to try and leave this area. And again, that wouldn't be a bad idea, but I'll explain why it's a little more tricky to get away with. Because even with a grenade jump, and a well-timed grenade jump, it would be a struggle to just walk the certain distance we would have to go. And again, we'll get to a point and I'll explain why. And that was the ship shooting at me, apparently. Okay, fly away. I killed all your enemies. Yep, there they are. Music gets more intense because, oh man, more reinforcements. In the Legendary mode, yeah, that's your sign that you're actually doing well versus actually losing, because you'll know in Legendary, if you're getting messed up, you're dead already. You would have died in the first wave. And again, it's very easy to die in any wave, especially if there's an elite involved. So, normally what the trick is you just have a plasma grenade ready for when this ship lands, and then you throw it as soon as they jump out of the ship. But the problem is the timing has to be precise, because otherwise they will try to jump out of the way, or it'll be too soon and they'll be in invincible mode. So right now, again, these ships, these gunships aren't really bothering me too much.
Roger, Fire Team Charlie. Good to hear from you. Foehammer, we need transportation to the command shuttle. I'm on my way.
Look,
Alright.
more lifeboats. They're coming in fast.
Yes, thank you.
If those lifeboats make it down, the Covenant are going to be right on top of them.
Foehammer, we need you to disengage your Warthog. The Master Chief and I are going to see if we can save some soldiers.
You mean the Puma?
Roger, Cortana.
That's an RVB reference, just in case you were wondering. And yes,
Okay, Charlie Team, Warthog.
I do like RVB.
Give 'em hell.
So,
Roger,
go
Foehammer.
Blue Team.
Stand by to evac survivors and transport them to safety.
Which would absolutely tick off one of my best friends, because he's absolutely a Red Team fan.
Foehammer out.
He's all about Sarge.
Master Chief and I need some backup. Can you spare a few men?
Me, as far as the Red Team's concerned, I think Griff's the better character. And, yeah, I think it's kind of funny that Jeff Ramsey, the voice for Griff, has a wife named Griffin. Because that's just awesome. That's hilarious. So, anyway. Alright, so now we have a Warthog, and I'll explain why moving ahead isn't exactly a simple task. So, we'll get to a point here.
This cave is not a natural formation,
Again, super
Someone
simple.
built
We could walk down here.
so it must lead somewhere.
We could have left all of our Marine buddies behind.
They're actually broadcasting tactical data on unencrypted channels. We should show them who they're dealing with. Master Chief, I'm going to use your suit's transcom system to monitor their chatter.
Take a little bit of a shortcut here. Not a big one, but just a little bit. Might kill a Marine or two. He really just died. Okay. Alright. That's fine. I don't care. Again, Marines are... Like, look, I flipped the Warthog. He was perfectly fine, and then the second it moves an inch, he knocks himself out and gets killed. Very strange. But so that jump right there, you cannot do without the Warthog, or a good grenade jump. And getting a good grenade jump in Legendary mode is not easy. Because... Again, you have to get the timing, it would have to be out in the open somehow, and just not simple. Another part is that once you enter this room, that light, or, well, this bridge, it's turned off. And there's only one way to turn it on. And if you don't have a gunner, like, shooting at Covenant over and over and over again on the back, for sure, you need at least one Marine. Just to sort of help you out in this area when you get in here, because if you just come in here solo, that means you have to kill them all on your own, out in an open field. So, whether the gunner's at like 1 health or not, you just drive around like a madman and you hope that he kills everybody. Now here, we're on easy mode, don't really matter too much. But yeah, so you'll see. So I can't drive the Warthog up here. I'm sure there's somebody who has, but... It's not generally a good idea to try and drive a Warthog up here for any reason. Stuck him with a plasma grenade. Again, you'll notice I have frag grenades and plasma grenades up there, so I can switch back and forth between them. If you see the top left-hand corner there, I'm switching them now. The plasma grenades have a sticking quality to them, much like a Simtex. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I happen to like them more than the fragment grenades, but the fragment grenades definitely have their uses because of their bounce and their wider blast range. And again, yes, I've tested this. The plasma grenade is a tighter explosion than the fragment grenades, just slightly. It may not look it, but I'll take a look here. So, there's a plasma. Here's a fragment. Definitely a bigger explosion. So, they have their uses just depending on the situation, but I usually stick to plasma grenades because I can stick elites, and that's usually an instant kill no matter what, even in Legendary mode. This changes a little bit in the later variations because it actually takes 2 later on, but it definitely gets rid of the shields. But in Legendary mode, in this particular Halo, and this particular Halo's Legendary mode is unforgiving because of the lack of weaponry, especially right off the bat. You'll get a god weapon later on, and I'll explain that, but it's not the one you quite expect.
Traffic on the Covenant battle network. A lot more crew made it off the Autumn than I had predicted. The captain really gave them hell.
Oop, flipping the Warthog again. Again, I'm not normally this bad of a driver, but I'm trying to talk and play at the same time. Alright, Marine, get the hell on here. Thank you. Alright. So, but this area you can totally just completely cheat the hell out of. And I'll explain why here in a second. So we'll get out here. So we end up in this sort of cliff area, and there are 3 emergency drop vehicles that came down from the sky, from the Pillar of Autumn, and we're supposed to basically get all of the Marines we can out of each zone and eliminate all enemy presence. So in Legendary mode, that's quite a task, because check the structure. So you'll see there's quite a lot of enemies in each of these zones. So what do? I normally just let the Marines die, because there is no punishment for letting them die in Legendary mode at all. Absolutely none. So you go find the Marines, you drag them out, you let the Covenant kill the hell out of them, then you drive to the next section. Now, the reason this saves time is because, yeah, even if you did try to fight the Covenant, chances are you're just going to lose all of your Marines anyway because they are absolutely awful. Just awful AI.
We should search the interior of those structures before we leave.
Now, comparatively, at the time, it was great AI. But by today's standards, yeah, the AI is definitely vastly improved. So, but the thing I did like is that, and even in early Halo, these enemies, they were super intense. They don't follow a similar logic based on, you know, they always follow the same pattern, but they react to similar things, or like similar stimulus in the game. But, you know, that's usually just a limitation of what the game could do at the time. Like, for example, if I came up here and I eliminated every elite, all of the grunts will instantaneously run away from Master Chief because they fear for their lives due to the lack of leadership. So these little guys, they are just like the biggest pansies in the world. But another part of this is that, like, the Jackals, they follow a similar sort of pattern, but the second they sense a grenade, like in Legendary mode, they will do their hardest, or try their hardest, to jump out of the way of the grenade and the blast radius, much like the elites do. And the elites are sort of the leadership of this group. And I am looking for an enemy that may or may not exist. Alright. I don't see any red, which is not a good sign. Because in the PC version, there were a few bugs where this could happen, where you would eliminate all of the enemies in an area. And, yeah, it didn't figure it out, so you couldn't trigger the next scenes, or the oh shoot, what is it? The warship to fly in. So, you know, I could just technically leave the Marines here. I'm not too worried about that. That's perfectly fine in my book. Actually, let me see. If I go back into the caves, I bet you there's something in there. Because the Marines are still in the hole. I don't know why, but they are. So if I go down here... No sign of them, okay.
I've called for an evac.
There they go.
Roger that. Marines, assemble for evac, pronto!
Now they've triggered. Okay. Again, Legendary mode, just lead the Marines out of the hole, let them try to fight the Covenant, let them die, and then just go from there. Again, that will save you a hell of a lot of time, especially during these phases of the game, because you don't have to protect any of these units for any particular reason. So now we're going to leave. The evac's coming, I don't have to worry about it.
We can't abandon those Marines. We need to stay near the RV point until Foehammer arrives.
Alright, fine. I'll stay until Foehammer arrives.
Echo 419 to Cortana, come in.
We read you, Echo 419. We have survivors and need immediate dust-off.
Roger, Cortana. On my way. I've spotted additional lifeboats in your area. One near a rock slide, and another near the head of the river. Hard to see from my altitude, but it looks like there are more survivors. Acknowledged. We're on our way.
Alright, so, again, I normally don't follow this pattern, even though I'm going to suggest it now, just because I'm used to doing it the other way. But I'll make a recommendation for Legendary mode, just in case. So, I would recommend, depending on how good or bad you are at certain... Wow, okay, the Banshee. Get in the gunner seat, shoot them down. Okay, one down. Shoot the other one. Again, I can enter the gunner seat, but no one will drive any of the Warthogs in this version of the game. which is dumb, I know, but again, there were technical limitations, I'm sure. And Halo at the time was definitely a very, very well-made game. As far as, you know, AI and getting all this sort of technology
Survivors
behind it.
detected. Marines are concealed in
Now,
the
obviously,
box.
they could use some work on, like, their level design, but, you know, this was what I was used to back then. Again, you have to think about games like Doom and everything else like that. And Doom, while it wasn't, you know, a bad game, it kind of lacked enemy variances and all that other stuff. So, you know, having something a little unique as far as going into a actually fully 3D rendered game versus a 2D with a 3D sort of feel, like in that view. So Wolfenstein or something like that. So get the Marines to activate, and then we'll see the drop ships will come in. But before I do that, again, I haven't used the pistol much, but it's just a standard pistol. This pistol is pretty much a godsend as far as this game was concerned, because it was completely overpowered. The second you got a headshot, you knew it was going to work. Because, yeah, it was just that powerful. Again, so the trick to this is Legendary mode. Just have the Marines die here, because there is a hell of a lot of enemies in this area alone. Just a ridiculous amount of enemies that come and spawn in on Legendary mode. But when I did my Legendary run, I saved this zone for last, which is fine because I used the cliffs, and then I retreated back towards the entrance area where I came in, just because, you know, the AI is limited to a certain zone when they populate. Because once they try to leave that zone, they can't, because it activates a checkpoint or a trigger of some sort, and they just don't know how to do that as far as the AI was concerned at the time. But you just kind of have to know about these things, and I definitely don't recommend doing a Legendary mode run right off the bat. You definitely want to work up to it. So right now I'm on easy, so you'd go from here to normal, and then, you know, something like that. Again, just gonna sort of clear out the field as soon as I see something. Waiting for another dropship or something. Anything will do. Oh, there's some people. And again, I'm just sort of leading these guys to the gunners. Not that it matters. And yeah, headshots in this game do matter. But since I'm on easy mode, a sniper rifle anywhere in the body will kill anything, basically. With a few exceptions. And I'll get to those a little bit later. But we won't see them in this chapter yet. Alright, come on. Come on, come on. Drop the cargo. Get a grenade in here. Get another one. Yeah, might as well just use the grenades. Normally you'd save the grenades. Again, especially.
We're ready for dust off. Approach when ready.
Approach when ready.
We're going
Okay.
to look for the last lifeboat, Echo 419. Good luck.
Again, the last zone is usually the hardest when it comes to.
Go, go, go!
Oh, nope, nope. Alright, I want you to enter the ship. I want you. Oh, nope, 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 nope. Get out of the gunner seat. I want you in the ship. No. No, 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 no. Get away. No, go away. What are you guys? Come on. Okay, better. Not great. Alright, good. So now the rest of these guys will get in there. Hopefully. Nope, they stayed behind. Alright, well. I glitched them out. again, you can see. I might switch back and forth just depending on the area because the lighting is definitely different in each mode. And we'll get to some dark areas for sure. And I don't remember because it's been a while, but I think there's...
I picked up reports that the Covenant has located and secured the Pillar of Autumn's crash site. The good news is the captain is still alive. The bad news is that the Covenant have captured the entire surviving command crew. Let's hurry and find the final lifeboat so we can link up with the rest of the survivors.
Alright, Cortana, shh. Okay.
Some Marines hiding in the hills above the structure.
Basically gonna leave the gunner there. He'll do most of the clearing out on the left side of the field here.
I'll call in a dropship to pick them up.
Well, that was quick. Oh, don't move. Nope, 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 nope. Come back here, Jackal. It's a Jackal. It's a Jackal. Jackal. And you can see they're charging their plasma pistols. Which, even in easy mode, still has the ability to take out my shield, but that's only if it's charged. Again, that'd be normally what you do in legendary mode, just to clear out their shield first, and then give you a quick kill. And I'll try to explain weapons as I pick them up, just to give you an idea of what they do. And the sniper rifle, obviously, is just a sniper rifle. It's a human weapon. The Needler acts as a sort of combination explosive, so multiple shots, as long as they hit the body of the enemy, when they combine, will explode, causing them to become basically an instant grenade. And as you can see, they exploded with that energy.
Roger that. I'm on my way.
New traffic on the Covenant BattleNet. I found Captain Keyes. He's being held on a Covenant cruiser, the Truth and Reconciliation, a ship I disabled before we abandoned the Autumn. The Truth and Reconciliation touched down on a desert plateau roughly 300 kilometers upspin.
Okay. Ooh, that could have been bad.
Ride. Get aboard and let's get out of here.
There we go.
Welcome aboard, Master Chief. Ready for dust off.
Just sort of left the Marines behind, but that's fine.
We should move out, Lieutenant, and then we'll need your help on a rescue mission.
Again, this ending cutscene changes depending on where you ended. But I definitely recommend leaving this area for last because it's the most open. And there's no underground areas or hiding places in the cliffs where an enemy can get lost. Plus you get, you know, the sniper rifle from the cliffs or from this area pretty easy.
Keyes and are holding him aboard one of their cruisers, the Truth and Reconciliation. The ship is currently holding position approximately 300 meters above the other end of this plateau.
So how do we get inside the ship if it's in the air? The Corps issued me a rifle, not wings.
There's a gravity lift that ferries troops and supplies between the ship and the surface. That's our ticket in.
Once we get inside the ship, I should be able to lock on to the tracking signal from Captain Keyes' neural implants.
Hit 'em, Marines! Go, go, go! The Corps ain't paying us by the hour.
And this is the one
Stick to the
mission.
higher ground to the right.
Nope.
We should be able to recon the Covenant position without being spotted. I've
Okay, so
detected Covenant stationary guns near the next pass. I recommend using your sniper rifle to take out the gunners while I call for Marine support.
thank you,
Get
Cortana.
ready to move in to support
God
us,
damn it.
Sergeant. The Master Chief is going to covertly take out as many of the Covenant as he can. Don't open fire until you hear the enemy return fire on us. That should let us keep the element of surprise.
Okay. So, this is the only mission in the entire game where the sniper rifle has more than 24 rounds in the clip. Or no, not in the clip. In the usable reload. So as you can see, I have 64 rounds of sniper rifle bullets, not to mention the 4 I already have in my clip. So that's 68 rounds, which basically means 68 enemies can go down. In Legendary mode, that's a godsend, for sure. And the AI in this game doesn't really recognize sound, it's all based on sight. So they realize when they're being shot at, but only if it's near enough to them that they can see the streak. And again, there might be a little bit of realization for certain modes, but we'll get to that a little bit later on, and I'll explain why that is. So right now, here's a freaked out elite. Doesn't really matter where I shoot him, but normally you'd want to go for a headshot for an instant kill in Legendary. So right here, it doesn't matter. And the Marines will only move forward until I've cleared out the zone, or they start shooting back at me. So there's an achievement for for having this entire area cleared out before the Marines need to come in, or before you're seen. So trying to clear out these enemies is worth some points. I forget how much now. I've already gotten it, obviously. But yeah, it's kind of cool. I don't remember if there's a difficulty requirement or not, but I did it in Legendary anyway, just because it's almost required that you do so in Legendary. So yeah, there's that. I don't see any movement on my radar on the bottom left. Still looks good. So I'm okay with that. And again, this next wave of enemies does not count. So these guys, it doesn't, they're gonna run around the corner anyway. So these guys don't really count. So that area being cleared out before, that's the part that counts.
Let him have it!
Alert! A Covenant is making a run for that stationary gun. Take him out.
Again, the new one for Cortana pointing out the guy running for the gun. It's almost like she was instructing him to go for the gun.
Stop. Motion tracker shows movement around.
We're ready to advance as soon as you call for us, Cortana.
Ow, 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 ow. Get out of here. Get out of here. And the sniper rifle has a piercing effect, so getting multiple enemies in one shot, always a good thing. Again, this is easy, so it doesn't really matter where I shoot the enemy. It's going to pierce. Later variations, it's important that you get a headshot, and the Jackals are particularly difficult, especially for human weapons, because you have to remove the shield or shoot around it. Now, I did, at one time, get eventually good enough to shoot around them consistently. And Legendary mode, it's almost required that you do so, because if you waste the time to deactivate the shield, then shoot the Jackal, you've probably died. Again, Needler still works the same. Not exactly powerful in this game, but it was the standard version at the time. So I like the Needler in this game, but with as many rounds as it takes from the Needler to actually get a kill, and the limit on how many Needler rounds you can actually hold, even in later variations, it can only hold so many. It's basically an elite killer weapon. Yeah, she says sneak, but I really don't care. I'm not going to sneak around. I normally would, but for right here, I don't care too much, because you can check the enemies' like patterns for when they walk, and this elite always follows the same path. He just flew off the cliff.
You should be able to flank the enemy.
Roger that.
Alright, come on, elite. I know you're there. Just hiding. Okay. And there's no turret over here like there normally is in Legendary, so I'm not used to that. Again, I'm noticing some variances because I normally don't play on easy mode at all, but for the sake of the story and the sake of the stream, I'm not going to put you all through an hour long of me dying over and over and over again to the same enemies in the same zone until I can reach the next checkpoint, because it gets frustrating. Again, just melee people. Again, you'll notice that there is fall damage in this game. Later variants have differentiating ideas on it, whether Master Chief takes fall damage or not for certain situations. And even this game just sort of forgets that it has fall damage for scenarios.
If we're gonna board that thing, we need a plan. The Covenant use a gravity lift to move troops and supplies between the ship and the surface. We need to ambush them at the grav lift's loading zone and use the lift to enter the ship. Covenant forces sighted. Let's hit them, Charlie team. Sir, those freaking guns have us pinned down.
And yeah, this area in particular is a fucking hellhole in Legendary mode. Especially because of these gunners, because they do so much more damage. It's ridiculous. So you definitely want to clear out these gunners way before you even enter the zone. And if you don't have the sniper rifle at this point, you're SOL, because you're usually running out of those rounds right about here. So you have to figure out, alright, so did somebody have a sniper rifle? Was there an area where I could get more ammunition? Stuff like that. And this is one of the longer levels of the game. And again, we'll get to a point where that's explained, but because this is a search and rescue mission. So right now, we're just getting to the ship. We aren't on it. It doesn't put us anywhere near it. And we're just about to enter the front door of a battleship. And that's basically it. And again, yes, team damage is on, and I can piss off my own Marines if I so choose. And depending on if they annoy me or not, I might choose to kill some of the Marines off. And again, you know, in a normal situation, would I do that? No, but sometimes it's just simpler to have them out of the way. So, the reason that these guys are easier in Legendary mode than most other enemies, even though they're particularly tough in taking a lot of damage, is because their AI is so just functionally the same no matter what you do. So if you stay close, they'll go for melee strikes. And as you can see, their their left hand is the one that they strike with. So as long as you're moving clockwise to the left around them, they will never hit you with a melee attack. Now there's normally 2 hunters, and again, that's what these big guys are called, is hunters. There will be one at a far distance and one at a close distance, which makes it a little more complicated. But for a general rule, you just keep them together. You hit them with a grenade when you can. Like, you want to hit them in the back as soon as they expose that area, and then just shoot in the orange section of their backs. Come on, Marines, get up here. Again, you can see the difference between what I was used to playing and what it is now.
No Covenant defenses detected.
And I kind of enjoyed the alien language looking symbols we got over here, but now it's just a door. Wait. Which door opened? There you are. Alright, so these elites have swords. And, ouch, I got hit with a grenade. That's not normal. That would have probably killed me on normal mode, have I, like, especially since I didn't pay attention to that explosive that came out of nowhere. But, since this is easy mode, I can take the hit. And like the overshield, I can pick up this, and this is active camouflage. Super helpful in legendary mode, but you have to pick your timing on this, because if you pick it up too soon, then you end up at the end of the wave when all of the elites start to swarm in, and not a good idea. But you are pretty much invisible to all enemies while you have this on, just depending on how quickly or how slowly you're going. So try not to shoot your gun like a crazy madman, but go for assassination kills, which is where you melee an enemy in the back. It's an instant one-hit kill, no matter what, legendary or not. So it's much like the plasma grenades. When you stick somebody, it's an instant kill in this version of Halo for plasma grenades, but the melee in the back is always an instant kill in all other Halos, including this one. And I don't believe it was until Halo 4 when we actually got an assassination sort of animation to let you know that it was an assassination, just to differentiate it. But, yeah. So.
We can use the side passages to find a way around.
Chief, let's see if we can find a way to open this door.
Again, I'm leading the Marines in their sort of conversation, because they normally walk down to that door. Oh, how do we get through here now? But I just went down to the door, came back up while they were running down, and we're good. Again, grunts on their own, they will come to attack you, but if there's grunts near an elite, and we'll get to a point where that's explained, you can see that they run away. Because their leader's dead. Their leader just died in front of them. They don't know how they're going to be able to handle the Master Chief. And it just makes sense.
To open it must be somewhere in this room.
Now, they do come back eventually, which is why you want to kill them while they're running away. But for the most part, grunts are not your biggest concern in any mode whatsoever. We'll open the door. Again, for standard players, it's usually just holding the X button, but that depends on your control scheme. But for most modes, holding the X button on your controller will do it. For the PC versions, it was always press E to activate something or anything like that. But again, I actually died. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually shocked by that. I actually died because the Marines decided to throw a grenade in a room with grenades on the floor. Over there. Okay. And again, that's another thing to note about this game. So if there's a grenade that's dropped by the enemy, I'll see if I can find one. It's usually elites. There are a few grunts sometimes that do it. But, like here. Nope, don't see one there. Where are you? There you are. So that elite drops some grenades, right? So if I throw a grenade in here, these grenades will also go off in a chain reaction. So they're actually physical objects that can be forced to explode. Which is what happened in that room down there, which is, you know, why I exploded. But yeah, so the Marines get the bright idea to throw a grenade, or, you know, as you can see, the grunts sometimes get that idea to throw plasma grenades, but in legendary mode, they're actually fairly hostile with them. But yeah, they get this idea in their head to throw grenades, and when there's a room that's just filled with dead enemies, there's more than likely a chance that there's a grenade that I haven't picked up yet, because I usually have a full roster of grenades, and that gets me killed. But as long as you're smart about it, you can use that against the enemy. Problem is, AI in this game is not too particularly smart on my side. It's only smart on the enemy side. So my team AI, or my Marines, get the bright idea to throw a grenade. It may end up killing me because they don't figure out, oh, that's a bad idea. And my rifle's running out of ammunition. I think I need to go this way anyway. Don't know. Not for sure.
Down, man. Triggers down. Frag out.
Stop fighting them guys. Come on. Quit messing around. And again, if you stick any enemies, whether it's an elite, a grunt, or anything like that, they all react in the same way, like, God damn it, I'm gonna die, shake their fist, you know, just get angry. Fragment grenades don't have a sticking mechanic, so they just try to dodge the explosion area. Again, I'm gonna try and keep the sniper rifle with me at all times, with at least 4 bullets. I don't know if I got this achievement yet or not. I think I did when I was playing this on normal mode to start off with, just to refresh myself. Oh. Oh. Missed that one. That's another difference. So you notice hip firing a sniper rifle. It's always got the same accuracy. Normally in standard FPSs, the sniper rifle accuracy, if you're not scoped in, is ridiculously large, like Call of Duty or something like that. And you'll see it, like, if you're not scoped in, it's like almost unlikely that you're going to hit anybody. But in this game, no. Like, whether you're scoped in or not, it will always be in that circle. In fact, I think in Halo 4 there's something called Snapshot, where if you're fighting enemies, you can use that technique to just, you don't even have to scope in and you'll kill enemies left and right. Okay, gotta make sure I get these enemies off the cliffs, but it's tricky. Because they're up above and there's no way to get up there right now. Legendary mode, yes, they're a pain in the ass. Again, you'll hear me talk about Legendary mode a lot, but that's because I have the most experience in that mode as far as this game's concerned, which is strange because it is the most difficult mode. But, yeah, I don't normally dick around with Halo a lot. It's usually like, if I'm going for it, I'm going for achievements, or something like that, or I'm playing with my buddies, and for whatever reason, this Marine just shot at me. And again, these Marine AI get the idea in their head that, yeah, shoot the dead enemies just because we want them to stay dead. Haha, isn't that funny? But no, it's not. So anyway. Again, as you can see on my radar down there, it changes just based on the area. And there's more units up above, more units on the ground. I missed that immediately. There you go. Get crushed.
Hey, which way should we go now? All the doors on this level are locked. Wait a moment.
Yeah,
I'm
here.
going to access the Covenant BattleNet and locate an override code.
And as you can see, versus the plasma,
Hurry, Cortana.
the fragment grenades have a slower cooking time, or no, a lower cooking time. There we go. So they explode a lot sooner. The plasma grenades actually take like 3 or 4 seconds before they explode once you've thrown them. Okay, Hunter's dead already. Normally, again, I'm used to these Hunters lasting quite a long time, especially in a battle. Again, took a bad hit there, but that's okay. So in Legendary mode, melee is more optimal than, say, for example, the rocket launcher they have attached to their right arms.
Got it. The door is
Okay,
open.
finally,
Everyone
open the
should
door.
move through now. I can't guarantee that it won't lock again.
Again, this game has certain triggers, like you have to clear rooms of enemies before Cortana will let you go through. Later variations got around this, but again, for an early attempt for this game, especially Halo, you can see enemies turn invisible too. So that guy was invisible, killed him, it's fine. What you'll notice in certain Halos is that the enemies will almost always appear in the same spot, no matter what. Halo 4 kind of turned that idea on its head, because after 3, they didn't do that anymore. Enemies could be in different variances or different areas, just depending on how you activated a trigger. I'm sure some speedrunners know more about that than I do. Obviously, I'm not a speedrunner. If I was, I'd probably be done with the game at this point, but I don't know any tricky shortcuts other than, you know, just going through the game. And, yeah. Again, I'm sure there's glitches where we can end up in the wall. Oh, these baubles. Oh, it's campaign medals. Okay. So campaign medals are super simple to get in this game. It's basically multiplayer medals that you can get, like get so many kills with an assault rifle, or get so many kills with a grenade, or something like that. Or get a multi-kill. And when enemies are so tightly compact and dense in an area, it's pretty simple to get medals. Stuff the room. Oh shoot. Yeah, well, there's a skull in here too. So the skull for this area was on the ground floor when those hunters came out. That was probably the best chance to get them. You go through the door where the hunters come out, and then the skull's in there. I completely forgot about it, but again, I told you this is not going to be like a skull hunt area because I don't really... I already have them, so I'm not too particularly worried about getting them anymore. It doesn't do me any good at this point to have them because I don't get any achievements or nothing like that. But I'll try to let you know when there's an area where there are some. But anyway, so you go into that back room. Nope, the sword. Instant kill. Okay, not in this mode. So, but it did completely ruin my shield, as you saw. I reloaded at the bad time there. Oh, that was my own enemy, or my own Marine. I'll take a plasma pistol, why not? So there's the terminal here. So you see this red light glowing. Obviously you don't see it in classic mode, but you can see it here. You just activate the terminal here. And again, it shows a cool little video. I think it's with 343 Guilty Spark. And we'll get to who that is here in a moment. But for right now, just remember that name, 343 Guilty Spark. I don't know how much farther I'm going to go for today. I might just call it quits after this mission, because this is a particularly long mission. And again, while the game tells me that I can beat the level in 20 minutes or so, it's just like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to make these levels quicker. Because I'm not a speedrunner. I wish I knew all the tips and glitches about this game, but I just know how to beat it in legendary mode using the standard methods. And checkpoints are your friend, so just keep that in mind.
These look like holding cells. There are probably multiple detention stations. The captain must be in one of them. We need to keep looking for him.
Okay, I deactivated the shield, but this is a delayed trigger for whatever reason. This is the only area in the game where there's like a delayed trigger for all these cells. And I don't know if that's a loading thing or what, but yeah, it's a little bit different. There's ammunition stash. Not really important right now. Again, gonna try and get through this. Obviously, you can get a 2-for-1 here, so I'm gonna do that. Oh, I missed the first one because he turned at a wrong angle. That's fine. I failed. I'm willing to accept that. Okay, obviously you can see the elite with the sword up there. He's an easy headshot comparatively to the rest of the room. Of course, I missed the headshot. Again, it seems like I'm lying to you that I've beaten this on Legendary, but I definitely have. It's just, I'm not taking my time. And that's costing me in the long run. Come on, dude. Alright, I'm just gonna degen your shield, dude. Alright, you know what? Fist fight. There.
Coming here was reckless. You two know better than this. Thanks. Marines, lock and load your weapons. Let's be ready to move.
Yes, sir.
While the Covenant had us locked up in here, I overheard the guards talking about this ring world. They call it Halo.
One moment, sir. Accessing the Covenant BattleNet. According to the data in their networks, the ring has some kind of deep religious significance. If I'm analyzing this correctly, they believe that Halo is some kind of weapon, one with vast, unimaginable power.
That's true. The Covenant kept saying that whoever controls Halo controls the fate of the universe.
Now I see. I have intercepted a number of messages about a Covenant search team scouting for a control room. I thought they were looking for the bridge of a cruiser that I damaged during the battle above the ring. But they must be looking for Halo's control room.
That's bad news. If Halo is a weapon, and the Covenant gain control of it, they'll use it against us and wipe out the entire human race. Chief, Cortana, I have a new mission for you. We need to beat the Covenant to Halo's control room. Marines, let's move.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Chief, you have the point.
Now you notice that the Marines have weapons, and they never seem to run out of ammunition. That was Keyes, who shot me multiple times with the Needler, causing it to explode into my back. That was cool. Keyes, for the love of God, man, stop shooting. Unfortunately, I have to keep Captain Keyes alive in Legendary mode, Easy mode, any other mode. And I absolutely hate his ass, because I have to lead these Marines, because if I don't lead them a little bit, they will get themselves killed by walking through these hallways and trying to kill the Covenant. Because they don't know any better to wait back and then, you know, just let me clear out the room. But no. I have to lead them and make sure that they don't... Well, just Keyes doesn't die. The Marines can die, it doesn't really matter. Because generic Marine, generic Marine, generic Marine, and I'm glad they don't punish you in that respect in the harder difficulties. Oh goody. Again, you can see the sword there, there's another sword over here. I think there might be one more somewhere else, but that's okay. Again, like the human weapons better, but the plasma rifle was good for what it was at the time. Keyes, get in the room.
Made it.
Cortana to Echo 419. We have the captain and need extraction on the double.
Negative, Cortana. I've been engaged by Covenant air patrols, and I'm having a tough time shaking them. You'll be better off finding your own ride. Sorry.
Acknowledged, Foehammer. Cortana out.
Air support is cut off, Captain. We need to hold here until she can move in.
Oh man, we're trapped in here. We're screwed. We're screwed, man.
Stow the belly aching, soldier. Remember, you're a leatherneck. Cortana, if you and the Chief can get us into one of those Covenant dropships, I can fly us out of here.
Yes, Captain. There's a Covenant dropship still docked.
And the enemy starts spawning again. Needlers everywhere. Go screw yourself. So anyway, so in later variations of this game, you can swap weapons with, you know, your AI units. In this one you can't. But in later versions you could. So, a trick what you could do in later versions, like for Legendary mode, is give like higher powered weapons to those units, and even if the clip is completely empty, they will magically appear with ammunition for those weapons.
That's it. The dropship is loose.
Everybody, mount up. Let's get on board.
Again, this is probably where I'm going to stop for today.
take this bird out myself.
Captain, Hunter!
Hang on.
Nice one, sir.
Time for a little payback.
Alright. So, Silent Cartographer. Go ahead and switch over to Twitch real quick. Anyway, we'll watch the opening here. Not really much to it, but we'll get back to the same level, watch the same cutscene, and I'll give you the whole details once we get back into it.
Covenant believe that what
Because
they call
this
the
one is
silent cartographer
exploitable, but it's
somewhere under the
difficult.
silent.
And I know
The
speedrunners can do it
cartographer
like
is a map
instantly,
room,
but
and lead us to
I
Halo's
just don't
control
have that sort of practice in me, even though I've
The
played
island
it
has
like
multiple
non-stop
structures and
during my
installations.
high school years.
One of them contains the map.
We're approaching the LZ. It's gonna be hot.
But yeah,
Get
so
tested. Code out switch.
thank you for watching. I had one viewer in the chat earlier, but never typed anything. Had the chat room up. Apparently nobody was interested in watching Halo, but that's fine. So if you're watching the YouTube video, which I imagine you are, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you really enjoyed this, I'll be sure to continue it. But in the meantime, I'll try to explain why I might go dark a little bit later as far as my broadcasts are concerned. But for right now, we're still going to be going strong. And then we'll go from there. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, give me that thumbs up. Or, you know, if you want to, you can give me a thumbs down. That's fine. If you hate it that much. Give me game suggestions or anything else like that. And then I'll be sure to play them. Obviously, I can use my Xbox One. I've seen it. It seems to work pretty well. I'll check the recording just to make sure it was solid, but I think we're okay.